It's time now to look at some of the week's stories that impact branding and brands. So branding expert and host of the Chatter That Matters podcast, Tony Chapman, joining us live once again. Tony, we miss seeing you in person. Good to have you back.
It's wonderful to be back.
It's good to have you here indeed. And it's interesting to, we talked a lot about retail in this, segment over the weeks and months that we've been, even years we've been doing this. But this morning we talked to the CEO of Simons, who are opening a massive new store at CF Eaton Centre. They're sort of bucking the trend of Canadian retail here. What do you like about this strategy, and what do you see about what Simons is doing that's perhaps different?
Well, I'd say they're bucking the trend of retail overall, because if you look at it, the move's going online.
Yeah.
What I like about Simons is a couple of things. First of all, they're very strategic. Nordstrom disappears, guess who gets a great deal on that lease? Because the shopping centers are going to go, who's going to fill that space?
Yeah.
Very strategic. Second thing is they do a lot of made in Canada. 70-75% of their product is sort of private label, which gives them a point of distinction. And the other thing that I like is that they're going, let's crawl, walk, and run. We're not going to go in and open 25 different stores. Let's do this strategic. But they're spending $75 million. And with that, hiring people, but also the liability that comes with running retail nowadays is Yorkdale and Eaton Centre going to bring me enough traffic to feed this big machine. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I hope they succeed because I love the physicality of retail. I love people. I love the connections with people.
That seemed to be what Bernard LeBlanc was saying too, right? All about calling them guests rather than customers, and really like that personal touch that seemed. Now, personally, I haven't shopped at Simons yet, but I'm intrigued by that potential experience.
Yeah, I mean, and again, all three stories we're going to talk to is about getting back to people, connections. The fact is that just lying at home on our mobile devices, come back out and shop and be with people. And guess what? That socialization has been around since the beginning of time. It's the algorithms online that addict us. Cancel that addiction and get back and be with people.
And
we are today.
especially in a daunting department store, that customer service. And I'm not knocking HBC, but I went to a few different Bays locations, and I was like, where is everybody? You couldn't find someone to help you, and that was a real issue.
Simon sells into your moments. Bay put merchandise on the shelf. A very different
model. Okay, so turning to this, we all know cost of living is a huge thing, and hey, I'm a PC Optimums girl. I do a lot of shopping at Shoppers and Loblaws, but now Canadian Tire with their Triangle Rewards, also Sport Check, and Tim Hortons, they're teaming up to combine their loyalty program. Is this a good move?
Well, it's interesting. Tim Hortons, 3,500 locations. It's its daily shop. Canadian Tire is an occasional shop. So it's really neat to bring the two of them together, wrap it under the Canadian icon. Where would they go with that? First thing I'd be saying to Canadian Tire, bring Tim Hortons merchandise into your store like you brought in Hudson's Bay merchandise. Start cross-pollinating, but it all comes down to the data. The thing we must understand is that ultimately the data that they can collect off of that makes for some really interesting cross-promotional opportunities. And that's what I think you'll see there, because they're going up against Avion, they're going up against Scene, they're going up against PC and Optimum. So for them to be one of the big four, this is a move to help them get back into the game.
So much of it is data. They want your email, they want to know who you are and what you're shopping, no doubt.
And you talk to young people, they go, take all the data you want because I want a hyper-personalized offer. The lost of us sometimes get a little creepy going, hey, you bought a hammer, do you want a coffee?
Exactly. Okay, Tony, I know RBC is a big sponsor of your podcast as well, but you really like, and this is getting a lot of buzz, this new ad they've put out, sort of more connecting customers to make them feel a little more understood by their banks when some just really feel like they're just a number or an account.
Yeah, listen, everybody says banking is all the same, but the reality is it comes down to the people. And what I love about this ad is it's saying, yes, I get the world with an arm's reach of desire. And yes, it's a vending machine. I can call anybody in. But there's times in your life isn't perfect, where you need to sit down and say, I need some advice. I need an idea. I have an idea to share. And I think what they're saying with this RBC ad is saying, we've got these branches for a reason. Come in and see us. Let's have this intersection. Let's have this interaction between the two of us. And maybe out of it, I can help you get to where you need, want, deserve to go. And who else but Will Arnett? To show those stories. So it's a big move on their part to humanize. But I've been around RBC for 5 years now, and I'll tell you something. This is they don't pay me to say this. I'm not a spokesperson for him. That bank does so much beyond banking to help Canadians, athletes, arts, golfers,
music,
$5 rounds of golf for kids. Music, emerging artists, black filmmakers at TIFF. And I think that if you celebrate that side of RBC and say it really is, comes down to the DNA of that company is people. So I'm thrilled they sponsor Chatter That Matters, but I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I've never touched a brand that cares more about a country than they do. And I'm honored to be part of that.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they're paying it forward.
They are paying it forward, and because, yes, they're bank, they make money, they do transactions and everything we take advantage of with banks. But I tell you something, ultimately the people in that organization care. And I think if we all cared a little bit more, and what Will Arnett's saying is just care about each other. Come back out, come and see us. Let's have a conversation. This app thing that you've got out there, it's very functional, very convenient, but is it about the heart of the matter?
And it kind of comes full circle back to what we talked about, Simons, and that whole customer experience. But we're full circle too. We got to run out of time here. Tony, listen,
how's that
appreciate
possible?
this. I know, right? This goes too fast every week. We'll see you next week.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you,
Fantastic. So
Tony.
great to be back in the studio.
Good to see you.